Did it stop? Nope. Okay. So we have that. And then we have a little here. Whoops. At the bottom. Just like that. And now this page. Whoa, that does not look good. That is some really bad cutting on my part. See if that's better. There we go. A little more straight now. Perfect. Okay. Now we have this ready to be attached to our page here. It's important that you make sure to remember what page you're working to, because you don't want to mess up your pattern and connect it to the front. I'm just kind of sliding it on, and with it standing up on its end, it's helping it to be the right height. And then use my bone folder and apply some pressure. Make sure it's good and stuck down, and then you can still see, I don't know if you remember, but you can just slip things right underneath. Well, maybe not. There. You can just slip things right underneath. It's a little bit more complicated because of the design I chose, but after you do it a couple of times, it sort of makes them accept it a little bit better. Sometimes I'll even just pull it up after I stick the paper in. I'll just pull it up a little bit, and then it kind of makes those cooperate a little more. So now we have that, and now we have the back side, and I think for the back side I want to just go ahead and use this piece right here because I kind of like it. And what do I want to do to the back side of this? I'm not going to use that piece. I changed my mind. I'm going to go ahead and use let's see here. We got green. Oh, I like this. I'll use this one right here. Okay. That works out perfect. Okay. So this is going to be on this page, and I'm thinking for this page I will do I think that I'm going to put a magnet right in the middle of this page, and then I will put a magnetic book on it that I can remove. I think that will be cool. So we'll do that. First, we need to apply the magnet. And I think I want it right square in the center. Yeah, that seems to work. Okay, that's on there good. Then we're going to take and apply this piece. Probably would have been easier if I put this piece on before I glued it, but It's too late for that? No. Now all I want to do is make sure, because this is directional, I want to make sure that I'm applying this the right way up. Line it up. Okay, and then open it up and just press. Now for this one, I'm not really going to press hard with my bone folder because I don't want to go over where the magnet is too hard. I don't want to puncture the paper, so I'm just going to use my hands and leave that. Okay, then I'm going to remove the excess. And turn it down a little bit. There we go. And we have that page done now. Now we are going to apply this hinge. This will be our last regular sized hinge. For the rest, or for the last page, we will use the bigger one again. Just apply the little bit of pressure that we need, and there we go. Now we move on to our last page, which is this one right here. And I think, yes, on this side I'm going to do a pocket, and on the back side I will do a flap. So first thing I need to do then is figure out what I want to put on it, and I think I want to go ahead and do, no, I want to do this one. So again, we're going to cut this down to 4. And put that on there because this is going to be our pocket side. Okay, so that is our pocket side, and I think I'm going to put it this way because I messed up a little bit and it doesn't quite match up at the bottom. So that's our pocket. I'm going to put the flap on this one before I do that because then it's easier to cover it. Okay, so I need a flap. Now how do I want the flap to open? If this is the last page, so this is this page, it's gonna be like this on the book. So I think what I want it to do is I want it to open like this. So that means I have to put my flap on this side, which means I need to cut it to 6 by 4.5. So 4.5 by 6, like so. Score it at 1/2 inch. And I guess while I have this up here, I might as well do this one as well. Guess we'll first cut it to 5. And then we'll score it at 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 4.5. There we go. Now we have our pocket ready, and we can apply our flap. Cut the corners off just to help it fit a little bit better on there. And I think in order to help it fold, we just need to remove, I don't know, a teeny bit off the bottom of this, and then a teeny bit off the side. Let's see how that works. If it's good, okay. Then we're just going to get our adhesive here and attach this right by the score mark again. That's the bottom. I want this to flip. On this side, and then I need a pattern paper to cover this with. Let's go with, oops, can't do that one. Don't like that one. Have we done yellow? Yes. We did yellow. Have we done this one? I think this will work. So we'll go ahead and apply this to it. Just again making sure that you don't interfere with your fold there. And remove the excess like that, and Okay, so that's our back side. Then we have this side. We want to apply our pocket. We do that just by simply moving the corners and folding on all the score marks. Now this pocket is slightly larger, taller than the other ones I used, but it's okay for me. Okay, and now I don't want to install the pocket. I don't want to install that yet, because this here is going to attach to that. Okay, so I'm going to take this off and just line it up as best I can, and then apply the pressure. There we have that. And actually I decided that I wanted to keep my pockets all sort of similar, so I'm going to go ahead and remove some of it if I can find what I did with my pencil. Pencil. There we go. Just gonna make a tiny mark right where those are, and then I cut that off. Then I'm gonna go ahead and open it up and trim those down as well. Okay. Then I take my adhesive, apply it to the flaps in this position. Then I'm going to attach them. Again, making sure that I don't interfere with my fold. So there's that. And now lastly, we have our back pocket. So I'm going to do the same thing I did on the other one. I'm just centering this on there, and I'm going to go ahead and cut all the way through the gusset to the second score mark, just straight on. And then leave the longer side to attach to my back cover. Then I'm going to put my adhesive on here. And then you just decide if you want the decorative part to show on your cover as well, because you can just cover it up with your pattern paper too. But since I went through the trouble of making sure that it was the exact same length, I want to have it show. I know that there are easier ways to bind a book, but for me, when making a chipboard album, I like this better than using, like, say, Kathy Order's Hidden Hinge, or the other one, I think it's called the Stack the Deck, which I've never used, so I wouldn't know how that one works. But for me, I think this one works a little bit better for chipboard because it allows it to open up more freely, if that makes sense. Okay. So now we have these. We can set this aside. This is, well, it's not done because we still have to cover and make a couple of extra pieces for it. But now we can go on to our chipboards, which don't want to seem to stay straight. Now, they did get considerably stiffer because I used the glue. But they also are not really staying flat, so that's something to consider as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick the neater looking side, and that's going to be the outside of my front cover. I'm picking the neater looking of the two, and that's my outside front cover. Okay, and I think I like this piece of paper better, and I like it this way. And I'm just going to go ahead and attach that, and I'm even going to use this because it's going right on paper. So paper to paper, this thing works really good for me. I've heard that other people have problems with it staying stuck down, but I don't live in a very humid climate, so I don't have that issue. There we go. That's our front cover. Okay, and then let's go ahead. Actually, I think I might want to do that. Let's see. What do I have in here? I have yellow and blue. Maybe I want to do this one. Oh, I think I like the yellow. I'm going to go ahead and do that as my inside, even though I really love this paper. Okay. Just need to line this all up. I'm just making sure that I have approximately the same amount of border all the way around. Okay. And then I forgot to put my adhesive on that part when I had it down, so I'm going to go ahead and apply adhesive now. And then I'm going to lay it down and run my bone folder along that, just to make sure that it really sticks. And then I take my cover and I'm just going to line it up, and it should match up perfectly with what I have there, and it does. So now we have that. Our cover is attached. And again, we have room in here to slide something under should we want to. Okay. Now we take our back cover, and I think I like that for the inside, and I like I'm going to use this for my back cover. Yep, this is going to be the inside and this is going to be the back. Okay. Okay. Make sure it is upright. Line up my border here. And it's not so much important on the one side because your spine is going to cover that. So if you can't make it work evenly, then give it more on the side that your spine is going to be over. And then this is my inside. Yep, I like that. And that's what it's going to look like. Okay. Oh, no, wait, I messed up. This is my inside, and I made it not match up right then. So I guess that will be my back cover, and this will be my inside. Okay, and then we line this one up, giving ourselves a nice border. And there we go. Then take our pages, make sure we are upright because that's important, and this one has text on it, so we want to make sure that it's upright. And then all we do is line this one up with the rest of our spine. And apply pressure, and we have our book. Okay, now for the next part we want to measure this, and that's how we're going to create our spine. Okay, from we're at about 2 inches, so I need a spine that is approximately 2 inches by 6 1/4. You're going to go with your longest measurement because you want it to be the same size as your book. And I'm using some that have holes in it, but that won't matter at all because they will be completely hidden. Okay, and then we need to cut this to 6 1/4. Okay, I got that now. And what we want to do is stick that right in there. Does it need to be a little bit? Oh, that should be good. Okay. What I'm going to do first is, because a little bit of it is going to hang off the edge, I want to ink part of it. Just like that. And I just need to do one side. And the bottom, because that will show too. And because my ink pad here is incredibly old, it leaves a lot to be desired. Okay. Now, for this part, I like to use, let's see. Normally I use score tape, but I find that when I do it like this, it peels up. So what I'm going to do is give it a little bit of wet glue and then let it sit. The wet glue, while it is a pain, does tend to work slightly better for something like this. What I'm going to do is try to help it along a little bit here again. All I'm doing is kind of just flattening it out a little bit, which I should not be using my nice ruler for, but it's kind of handy, so I do. And then I'm going to apply the book to the spine, because then that will help all the pages lay flat like I want them to. Then I just leave this here and put this here, and I sort of let it sit. Now I'm going to let it sit like that for a long time, probably overnight, and then I will come back with part 4 and the finishing of this video.